Did you know the US is home to a tiny piece of land you can only reach by driving through Canada? Or that one state's highest peak and lowest valley are just 85 miles apart? Welcome to the fascinating and weird world of US geography, a land of quirky borders, shifting rivers, and natural marvels. From accidental map mistakes to record-breaking landscapes, we're diving into the stories behind the map. Let's uncover the hidden tales and oddities that make America's geography truly one of a kind. Here on this channel, we're not just tracing the lines on the map. We're diving headfirst into the fun facts, the weird truths, and the surprising twists that have shaped our Earth as we know it. From accidental borders to natural wonders, and from quirky exclaves to monumental landmarks, we'll uncover how everything fell into place to create the fascinating world we call home. We will be starting with the country mostly known to the world as the land of the free, the United States of America. Imagine you're standing in Florida, gazing out at the Atlantic, and you get this tingling feeling when your brother shows you that you're closer to Europe than any other state. Kind of weird, isn't it? But come on, isn't it exciting thinking Europe might just be a swim away? These oddities aren't just random. They're slices of history, cartographic confusion, and natural changes Earth has experienced through the years. So let's head on out with our backpacks because we're about to explore the fascinating quirks, deformation, and wonders that make US geography so delightfully weird. Kicking things off with the northwest angle in Minnesota, the northernmost point in the contiguous United States. This tiny exclave exists because of a mistake in mapping Lake of the Woods during the Treaty of Ghent in 1814. Someone might have been working late, squinting at an old map, and bam! Minnesota ended up with a corner you can only reach by driving through Canada. It's like Minnesota's little geographic secret handshake. Next, we've got Carter Lake, Iowa, a bizarre bend in the Missouri River. After a massive flood in 1877, the river had shifted, leaving Carter Lake physically in Nebraska, but stayed politically part of Iowa. It's a bit like the apple tree situation. The branch might have crossed your fence, but as long as that branch holding those delicious, juicy-looking apples are still connected to the trunk, you might as well ask your neighbors before picking. While we speak of shifting rivers, did you know the longest river in the US is the Missouri River? At 2,341 miles, it beats the Mississippi. Yet, the Mississippi often steals the spotlight for its role in the exploration and settlement in the United States. With the settlers came the better route for explorers and traders that shaped the nation's westward expansion. Mississippi has another wind to its name. Not just its geography, but its cultural presence, appearing in countless films, books, songs, and even riddles. After all, Mississippi is such a famously long word, it's practically a challenge. Can you spell it? Missouri is like that underrated sibling who's quietly winning awards behind the scenes. It just does not have that spark Mark Twain saw while writing The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Now, here's a fun trivia question. Which US state is the closest to Africa? If you're thinking Florida, you're not alone, but the answer is Maine, specifically Quoddy Head. At just over 3,000 miles, it's closer to Morocco than Florida is. So, if you're dreaming of a trip to Africa, Maine might just give you that head start. How about New York City's boroughs? We all know the Big Apple is made up of 5 very well-known ones: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island. But did you know over 40 NYC skyscrapers have unique zip codes? Some skyscrapers house numerous businesses leading to a high volume of mail. That's one way to make mail delivery a towering task. Heading south, let's talk about the Missouri boot heel, a peculiar appendage stretching into Arkansas. This oddity emerged during the Missouri Compromise in 1820, when a landowner named John Hardiman Walker lobbied to keep his plantation connected to Missouri. That's bending geography for personal gains, all right, considering the Florida Panhandle, stretching into 2 time zones and historically Spanish territory. It's a sliver of land that's not just a beachy paradise, but a timeline traveler's dream. On the West Coast, California boasts extremes. Mount Whitney, the highest peak in the contiguous U.S., and Badwater Basin in Death Valley, the lowest point, are just 85 miles apart. California truly has it all. Highs, lows, and everything in between. Let's not forget the Delaware 12-mile Circle, a unique and quirky boundary established in 1682 by William Penn, centered around the cupola of the New Castle County Courthouse. Its arc-like shape, extending into the Delaware River, has led to occasional disputes over jurisdiction and property ownership, making it one of the most intriguing and unusual state borders in the U.S. Alaska deserves its own shout-out, though. Did you know it's the easternmost and westernmost state? It spans the 180th meridian, giving it a double claim to fame. And yes, on a clear day from Cape Prince of Wales, you can actually see Russia. Proving geography really does bring countries closer together. Oh, before I forget, Alaska averages 1,000 earthquakes per month. Talk about being on shaky ground. Hawaii, meanwhile, isn't just a tropical paradise. Mauna Kea, measured from its base on the ocean floor, is taller than Mount Everest. And while Hawaii's islands are slowly drifting closer to Alaska, at about 3 inches a year, it's the only state along with California that grows coffee. Aloha to that! And how about Kentucky's Mammoth Cave? It's the longest cave system on Earth, with over 400 miles mapped. Exploring it feels like stepping into another world entirely. With all these oddity talks, we can't leave out Springfield, a name shared by 34 states. Yeah, talk about the struggles when you forget to place which state your Springfield belongs to. How about Monowi, Nebraska, often cited as the smallest incorporated town in the U.S., with just one resident? That resident who serves as the mayor, librarian, and keeper of the town's spirit. Once a bustling hub with a population of around 150, Monowi now draws curious tourists who visit her tavern and explore the library she built in memory of her late husband. It's a testament to resilience and the enduring charm of small-town America. But we cannot set aside that his woman is the mayor, librarian, bartender, and resident in this small town. Now that's a one-woman show. From the quirky northwest angle to the profound depths of Crater Lake, from Alaska's seismic surprises to Hawaii's volcanic heights, these quirks aren't just curiosities. They're reflections of our history, nature's whims, and the imperfections of early map-making. They're reminders that geography isn't just about lines on a map. It's about the stories they tell. Next time you explore a map, let your eyes wander over the borders and ask yourself, what stories lie hidden in those twists and turns? This has been fun, unraveling our Earth, one spot at a time.